Tim, welcome to our channel. Thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Air King, reference 114200. You can see and you can purchase this 34mm stainless steel chronometer on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen to see our full sales listing for this watch, with additional high-res images, accessories included with the sale, and of course complete pricing information. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that this is the traditional Air King. Yes, the Air King was reborn at Basel World 2016, but in a 40mm case with a highly controversial dial that some have called busy, others have called cartoonish, and still others have called brilliant. The new watch is something very different from the traditionalist's timepiece that the Air King used to be, and which you see on my wrist. 34mm across the round of the case, that's 3 o'clock to 9, not inclusive of the crown. Now you'll also note that the watch has the classic, almost bubble-back tub shape of the early Rolex Oysters. It's squat, it's short, and it really is a throwback, not just in its Explorer dial, but in its chunky proportions. You can see the watch, 11.5mm thick. It does slide easily under a dress cuff. It looks tall simply because it's kind of squat. It's not actually thick. And the nicely sloped case flank with the domed bezel means it will fit under even the tightest of formal cuffs. From lug to lug, the timepiece is not as compact as one might think, being only approximately 2mm shorter than a 36mm Datejust when you include the solid end links, this one being 43.5mm from the outermost rigid points across the wrist, 43.5mm from solid end link to solid end link. And it has nice substance to it. We are well into the era of the all-solid link Rolex bracelet. So what you see here has the solid end links that I mentioned, but it also has solid center links. Everything is milled and beautiful, made of 904L steel, Rolex's own blend, exceptionally good at holding a polish, as you see on the flanking links, and a satin or brushed finish, as you see on the tops. You'll also note the milled out clasp, very substantial, closes with a snick, opens with a snap, beautifully made. You do get the same level of quality, even though this was an entry-level reference. Everything feels like $1 million. It has that same machined from an ingot sense of bank vault-like solidity that you get in the Sea Dwellers, the Submariners, and the Supercase GMTs. Now, when you get back to the case, you note just how similar it is to all the other Rolex Oysters in proportions when viewed from overhead. The squatness and the tubbiness is gone. Now we simply admire the handsome and somewhat unusual domed bezel, not something terribly common among Rolex references, and it's perfectly complemented by a two-tone dial, alternately black and white for exquisite contrast. This is about as close as you can get to a pure instrument dial in the Rolex world. You'll also note that because of the absence of a Cyclops Eye date magnifier, it's neither crowded nor obscured, so very handsome with beautiful bilateral symmetry. Of course, you have blackened indices and Arabic numerals with the white gold 5-point Rolex coronet, a gloss white base that catches the light and plays beautifully, almost as though it's wet, and of course loomed white gold hands at center, with the exception of the Lancet style seconds hand. A very practical watch thanks to the Oyster style crown. It is a twin lock. The watch has, also thanks to its screwed-in case back, 100-meter water resistance, so this watch is perfectly suitable for snorkeling, shallow diving, all water sports short of professional diving. Extremely robust. The case encloses a Rolex caliber 3130 movement. So what you have in here is essentially a bidirectional winding COSC chronometer. You'll note that when I screw the crown out, now I can, you'll watch the seconds hand approach the index at 12. When the second hand reaches the index at 12, I simply pull the crown to extremity. Now I've activated the hacking function. I can align to the next nearest minute, and I can set the watch precisely to the second against a known accurate reference time. All of the features you'd find on something like a 3135 with date are here, save the date. So you have a full balance bridge. You have a free-sprung balance. Both mitigate against shock-induced timing variation. You have a handmade Breguet over coil hairspring, which prevents positionally or gravitationally induced timing variation. You have all of that Rolex manufacturer goodness, a movement designed, executed, and regulated in-house that meets the COSC chronometer standard, but at Rolex was also cased up and retested to chronometer standard as a fully assembled watch. You can see and you can purchase this 34mm traditionalist's Rolex Air King on our website.